We are back again, back for another day. I just got back from seeing Slum Village at Blue Note, Los Angeles. Here's my cute little fit check. I went grocery shopping. There's some stuff in the back. We're gonna move past that. You know? Alright, hold on. Okay. Woo! Lord have mercy. Alright, so let's get into it. Yesterday, you guys really loved... Hold on, let me take inventory of what's in the frame. Nothing crazy. Nothing for real. But, yeah. Alright, so yesterday, y'all loved my beauty tips on how do you build a beauty routine that's not expensive and just not going to wear you down. Like, being beautiful, feeling beautiful, looking beautiful should be easy. So you got to build systems and make it feel natural to you, you know? For me, I love predictability. I will use the same thing for years. I will, like, and when I say the same thing, like hair products, for example, it's very rare that I try new hair products. What works for me works. Oh, there we go. Those are prescription, by the way. They actually help. But what works for me works. And I think part of having a really strong beauty routine is also having strong intuition and strong discernment, right? Like, I know people are always doing reviews and this and that, but like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with reviews. I watch them. I love a good review. But like, the point of a review is for you to figure out if it's good or not. So I'll get something, I'll try it. If it works, and I'm like, all right, cool. I don't need to try something else in 5-6 months because some new technology for foundation came out. Babe, foundation is foundation. And like, don't get me wrong, like there are advancements and I do like occasionally try something new, but it has to be monumental. So like, actually makeup is a great example for that. I buy makeup once, maybe twice a year. I buy everything I need at Sephora or Ulta in one quick pass. And right now I use House Labs and Deviations. Sephora brand. That's it. And I stay true to those. And for a while, it was Fenty for me. And don't get me wrong, I love Fenty. I love the body shimmer. I love the highlighter. But I also really, really love the technology of Deviations' blurring balms and Lady Gaga's foundation. Like, those things were big enough advancements for me to like lean into. And now that I do that, I've been using House Labs for like 2 years and Deviations for going on a year. You know, like, all I have to say is predictability and commitment will make your life easy. When you do something and it works for you, say, okay, I'm not looking for new foundation, I have one that works. And like, challenge yourself. Finish a bottle. I don't lose chapsticks. I finish all my chapsticks, you know, like, because I know where I put them, like, predictably or reliably. I know there's one in the car, there's one in my purse, there's one next to my bed, there's one in my bathroom, like, use it all. What's another good beauty routine? I'm just going off the top of my head, things that make my life really easy. Oh, skincare. If you don't have any, like, you know, skin conditions, then I try to keep it simple. I know there's like 15-step skincare routines, but I promise you, you don't need that many products. So for me, my routine is I use those chemical exfoliant pads. I think it's Peter Roth, I want to say. I don't know. But it's like, I know Medicube is like a really popular one, but it's a pad that has like exfoliation and all that stuff, and then the second pad in the pack is the one that like neutralizes it and gives you vitamins and whatnot. And those two pads replace a plethora of serums and vitamins, and that's why I use them. So like, I will wash my face in the shower. I only wash my face once a day. I wash it, and then, you know, I put the pads on, you let it dry a little bit. I go in with a serum, I go in with a cream. That's it. I don't exfoliate every night. I exfoliate maybe 3 times a week. I put on sunscreen in the day. That's my system, that's my routine. And when it comes to products, I don't trial and error much. Like the minute I find something that works, I stop. I'm not always looking for the next best thing. You have to give products time to work. And also, you know, they say the grass is greener where you water it. So I be watering my grass. Like, let me focus on this routine I got right here before I'm trying to go anywhere else. Hi, baby. My dog Mel is right here. I need to deviate for a bit. I will get back into beauty and routines because you guys love that. I just want to say the Slum Village concert at Blue Note was really good, and it was on my bucket list, and they performed my favorites, and I think it is such a privilege to be able to support the artists you love financially. Like, I know times are rough, being an artist is rough. Anytime I can just like go to a live concert and buy a little merch, I feel like I'm doing good for the world. You will come to learn this about me, but part of my, oh Malibu, you want me to pick you up right now, baby? Too tired for that. I will give her lots of hugs and cuddles after this, I promise. We've also been cuddling all day. She just really likes being in my skin. So I'll just say, especially like when it comes to seeing Slum Village, seeing older bands and older groups and things, man, people die every day. I'm always happy when I get to like experience something fleeting, you know. I don't take that lightly. Similarly, like I want to see Earth, Wind and Fire. I haven't seen them yet, and they're not going to perform forever. Like so many things that have been around for a long time, we're just like, oh yeah. Oh, they're always touring, or they're always blah blah, until one day it's not the case no more. So Slum Village was very high on my list, and I'm so happy I got to see them perform. It was beautiful. I also would love to see like old John Legend music, or old John Legend perform. I like to see John Legend perform his old music. Like the one that like put him on the map. You know which album? Ordinary People. Phenomenal. I don't think that's the album name, but that's the song, but yeah. His single. Alright, back into beauty. Another thing when it comes to beauty is getting sunlight. You know, it's very important that you get your vitamin D, but also me, I'm obviously brown, I'm pretty melanated. I just feel like when I get sunlight, like I look healthier, I look bronzed, I look nourished, versus in the winter months when I'm like inside a little more, I start getting kind of pale. You can see more of the things in my skin that are uneven. Alexa, off. I just realized I had on white noise the whole time. Oh, that's gonna be so annoying to work with in post. Unless you guys didn't hear it, but I really don't know. Alright, oh, skin, yes, get some sunlight. You know, put on some shorts and a shirt, and there's an app for this actually, because when it comes to sunlight, it makes you beautiful, yes, but also sunlight has vitamins in it, so you need those vitamins, unless you're taking supplements. But even then, you know, just go lay in the sun, tan yourself, tastefully, respectfully, wear sunscreen when you need to. Wear sunscreen all the time. Yeah. What's another beauty routine that I have? So I went through my face. I did nails yesterday. Skin. I just want to really reiterate that you should be using a chemical exfoliant whenever possible for your face. Try to avoid physical exfoliants unless it's like really gentle. There are a few good physical exfoliants out there, so I won't knock them, but I think finding a good chemical exfoliant is tremendously easier than finding a good physical exfoliant that's not going to like further damage your skin. I do want to give an honorable shout out to a few products actually. So a very good affordable product that you can use to wash your face is the glycerin soap at Whole Foods. It's like $3 a bar. It'll last you months. It'll last you like 2-3 months, especially if you're using it on your face. And $3. So you could, again, remember I said buy in bulk? So when you go, you could buy 4 of those, and like that's gonna run you what, $12. Now you have all your soap, your facial soap for the month. I mean for the year for $12, and you have to keep like think about it. You know, like offload that from your mind. And that soap is really good because glycerin pulls moisture into your skin. So good foundational soap. I have 2 soaps I use. I use that glycerin soap, and then I also use the La Roche something. It's like a microbiome soap. Honestly, I can't say that I've seen all that many results from the soap, but it works for me, so I use it. My skin is generally unproblematic, so I actually don't even know what results I will be looking for from a soap, but I know that I like soaps that don't strip my skin. Like I like to feel moisturized, and those 2 soaps make me feel pretty moisturized. So I'm like, yeah, this works. It's good enough for me. Yeah, these beauty routines come so organically to me that I like sometimes struggle to figure out what is helpful for people, but then like people come over and they're like, oh, and I'm like, oh yeah. I guess this is a good time for me to talk about habit stacking when it comes to having a beauty and wellness routine. Habit stacking is this idea that like there's one thing that you do every day and you build around it, right? So for me, I eat breakfast every day. So the things that I've built around that, I'm like, all right, cool. I know I'm eating breakfast at this time. I will make sure I take my vitamins at the same time since I'm already eating. I make sure I drink my tea at the same time, and I do cater my tea depending on the day. Do I need extra caffeine? Do I need like a moon cycle tea? Do I need a tea for inflammation? Do I need a tea for womb health? Do I want tea for my skin? Like, you know, I use breakfast to take inventory. So like, I make it a point, for example, to not work and scroll and do things while I'm eating breakfast. Like, I'm like, let me take a minute to be present. So there's a little bit of mental health and like gratitude habit stacked onto me just eating breakfast. And I think habit stacking is important because like it's an easy way for you to just kind of check some things off, get a little dopamine going on, and dopamine is important for you to like stay driven. So taking inventory of that. I also really think it's important to build these systems and things in place in your life, because when you have to think about being beautiful, you start to get stressed out, and when you're stressed out, your cortisol rises. You don't want cortisol to make you bloated and break you out and just get in the way of life. Like, and it truly will. And I'm saying this to somebody who is actively working on like reducing my cortisol. And when I say cortisol, I'm not going to the doctor and like having them check my cortisol levels or not, but cortisol basically is a stress hormone. And I do have an Oura ring, so what I am tracking is my stress. So in my head, the less stress I have, the less cortisol. I do think I've noticed quite a difference in the way that my body stores fat since I've like shifted to living a less stressed out life. And I can attribute that to having like decent systems in place. Nothing particularly superb in my opinion. I'm not out here training for a marathon, you know. I shop local when I can. I do a little hike here and there, take care of my skin, hang out with my friends, go to sleep, do my job. I keep it cute, I keep it tasteful. And that's enough for me to feel inwardly beautiful. I have a feeling in the next few months, like I will be investing more time and energy into my beauty routine. And that's simply because I'm going through an evolution. I'm 28, so I'm like, what does 28 to 30 look like? I'm like, I can feel my taste becoming a little more elevated. I'm getting a little older, so I'm gonna take time to like sit with that and consciously make routines and decisions. But all in all, I'm a pretty consistent person when it comes to beauty. I have 5 or 6 perfumes. You know, I have my winter scents, I have my fall scents, spring, and I will just use those. I only buy like the real perfumes, the ones that are a bit pricey, because I do think that part of being beautiful is investing time and energy and money when you have it into yourself. So like, I buy a nice perfume, I'll spend the money on that, but also I'll finish a bottle empty. Some people get perfumes and it'll sit there forever, but no, I love finishing my perfume bottles. Like, they're like fireworks. But I love finishing my perfume bottles because that means I loved it, right? And part of having a routine is using things you love every day. And I remember my friend in college broke that down to me because I had so many things I loved and never used. Like, I had a pair of boots I loved and never wore, and I was like, well, I love it so much, I want to keep it forever and protect it. And she was like, you love it so much you wear it till the soles rip. And I was like, duh. So I've made it a point to do things and wear things that I just love every single day. So I actually ran out of my favorite perfume like 2 years ago and have not been able to replace it. But I have the bottle, and every time I look at the bottle, I'm just like, man, the memories. Like, I know where I was when I wore that scent and all these things. And I have new scents and things that I wear, but every time I spray it, I just fall in love with my life all over again. I'm so proud because I use perfume to like enter the world, to start my day. I wear perfume when I'm home alone. I put on perfume after the shower. Like, me and perfume go together real bad. Like, I love a good little scent, a good little candle. It's a really good way to, again, feel good. I've been talking for a minute now, and I just want to wrap it up like this. Beauty is subjective. Nobody can tell you you are or are not beautiful. When you feel beautiful, you are beautiful. That's it. Build systems and things in your life that help you feel more embodied in your beauty, If your thing is doing makeup every day, then carve out time to do makeup every day. If your thing is just making sure you take a good bath once a week every Monday, lock it in, Like, whatever you need to be like, I can go into the world and I can feel good. And I'm thinking of that song, I'm coming out. Like, that's how you want to cultivate your energy every day. Beauty, in my opinion, will just take you so far in life, not because you are beautiful, but because when you feel beautiful, your actions, I feel like, are just so much more grounded and present and rooted in love, and people around you can sense that. And then you pour into them, and then they're more beautiful and all those things. So silk or satin sheets are really solid. Silk or satin pillows, wrap your hair up every night. I'm like, what is beauty? If you have a retainer, wear your retainer a few days a week. Make sure you clean it. Okay. Skin? No, that's kind of it. I use an African net sponge and usually a shea butter or oil on my skin. I don't have any scars really, or any blemishes, or really anything. So, okay, beauty routines. If y'all want to know anything like specific about beauty routines, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna let y'all go. Bye. I got freaking bar stools. And then I learned that counter stools were a thing. So now my chairs are too high. I gotta get new chairs. I'm just a girl.